Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. So we did our presentation via Google Slides, and we did a postcard collection based off of the main character in our book. So this is our postcard collection, and these are the people that are in our members.
Okay, so the inquiry question that we chose for this project is, what was life like in Oakland in the summer of 1968? We read the book One Crazy Summer, and this question really relates to that book.
Disciplinary thinking is geography.
The academic language demands that we chose for this project was to have the students, they will use discourse as their academic language by reading the postcards that Delphine has written to her father. They will also talk about them to understand what they are saying and how it answers the question. Students will use vocabulary to understand the things that Delphine has experienced and where she is at. They will learn about the Black Panthers and how they impacted Oakland in the summer of 1968.
Dear Pa, we made it. Cecile picked us up at the airport and took us to her green stucco house, as she calls it. We were amazed, and Vanyetta asked if this was her house. Cecile said yes, and not to worry about how she got it. Vanyetta was then about to mention something about how Big Ma said she lived on park benches. But don't worry, I stopped her before she could say. Cecile showed us our room towards the back of the house. Fern informed Cecile that she didn't need a day bed, but a night bed, since she no longer takes naps. After we got settled in and unpacked, we told Cecile we were hungry, and she had us give her our money. She sent us with a few dollars to get Chinese takeout from Ming's. We tried to tell her that money was for Disneyland, but Cecile just laughed. I guess we aren't going to Disneyland this summer. Don't worry, I'll find something fun for the girls and I to do. We miss you already. Love, Delphine, Vanyetta, and Fern. Dear Pa, this morning Cecile told us to go and get breakfast down at the People's Center. She had us deliver a box to the center, too. It was about the size of your work boot box, Pa. She told us to give it to someone in a black beret and say it's from Inisla. We went to get breakfast and stayed for the program. I delivered the box to a Black Panther. Some people in line made fun of Fern for carrying Miss Patty Cake, but don't worry, I stood up for her. After we ate, we stuck around for the summer camp. The camp's classroom was different. It had a picture of Huey Newton on the wall. Sister Mukumba said, revolving revolutionary, making things change, and that Huey is a revolutionary. He makes change. Sister Mukumba then told us, today we are going to think about our part in the revolution. And Vanyetta said, we came for breakfast. And then Fern added, and to meet our mother. Then everyone laughed. I'm not sure if we should even go back. We were starving by the time we got to Cecile's, and shrimp lo mein from Ming's was waiting for us. Yum. Got to go now. We miss you. Love, Delphine, Vanyetta, and Fern.
Dear Pa, remember how I told you some kids from the center were making fun of Fern's doll? Well, today, Vanyetta decided she was going to fix that. She took Miss Patty Cake and colored her face with a black magic marker, Pa. I was so surprised I didn't know what to do, and poor Fern, she is so heartbroken. Sometimes I wish we were having a more adventurous summer, like exploring, learning about Ma, and traveling to Disneyland. But I'm still hopeful. I decided I will just try to keep Vanyetta and Fern separated the best I can for now. When the kids went outside to play, I didn't really feel like it. I asked Sister Makumbu if she had any chores I could help with, and she asked me to count the Black Panther weekly papers, stacking them crisscross every 50 copies. Fern tried her best to help, but she still has trouble keeping track of her counting. As I was stacking, I began to skim them, Pa. In bright bold letters, it read, Free Huey Now. I began to skim it a little more, this time flipping through to see pictures of people protesting and carrying the same kinds of signs Sister Macumbu wanted us to make. Gotta go wash Miss Patty Cake now, Pa. Love, Delphine. Dear Pa, today at the center, we had a civics lesson. I remember we had been learning about civics since the first grade, but this was different, Pa. This lesson wasn't about what I could be when I grew up. This lesson was to remind us of our rights as citizens and how to protect those rights if we had to deal with the police. One of my friends, Hirohito, shared his story about his father getting arrested. The police kicked in the door to his house and took his father. I'm not too sure why, but it seems like it might be because of the color of his skin. I think Hirohito's father was connected to the Black Panthers, kind of like Cecile, Pa. It reminded me of the time we were traveling to Alabama to see Big Ma's family. Do you remember when the policeman stopped us and asked you questions, Pa? I wonder why they don't like us. Do they like us, Pa? A man at the shelter calls them racist pigs, and it's hard for me to make sense of all this, Pa. Maybe I will learn more tomorrow. We love you and miss you. Can't wait to see you. Love, Delphine, Vanetta, and Fern. Dear Pa, I've been learning about so many activists that had such an impact on the Black Panther movement. The boy we learned about today, Bobby Hutton, was the first member of the Black Panthers and was the youngest Black Panther to die for the cause. I read the newspaper, Pa. It said the police ambushed the Black Panthers while they were in a car, and the Panthers ran into a house to hide from them. Then it said there was a shootout, that Bobby came outside to surrender and show he was not a threat, but the police still shot him. Pa, that makes me so angry, so upset. Bobby was only 6 years older than me. He was only 17, Pa. Sister Macumbu said we were coloring all these posters and signs to carry at the rally, but I know what happens at the rallies. I can't go, Pa. I can't put Fern and Vanetta in harm's way like that. I'm scared, Pa. I have to protect them like I protect myself. We can't go to the rally. I know it is about trying to get people to rename the park after Bobby and showing how he was a hero, but I just can't. The girls want to perform a poem or a song, but it's not worth it. Love, Delphine, Vanetta, and Fern.
Dear Pa, I told Cecile my plan for our last Saturday in California. We would travel across the bay to San Francisco. I asked her for some money and she gave me $11 and some change. Then we took a bus to San Francisco. Fern was glued to the window when all of a sudden she repeatedly started singing, I saw something. She wouldn't tell us what she saw, and then we arrived. We were greeted by hippies when we got off the bus. We even met a flower girl. She said, peace is power, sweet soul sisters. We shared a plate of dumplings in Chinatown and even got fortune cookies. We gawked at the pretty things in the windows. We stopped at a gift shop and the cashier set his eyes on us real hard. At first, I thought it was because we were alone, but then I realized. When he asked us what we wanted, I repeated Sister Mukumba's words. We are citizens and we demand respect. Then we left and found a lady with a cart of souvenirs. We bought 10 postcards, and she was happy to get our coins. Then we took the cable car back to the bus stop. I feel bad we didn't get anything for Cecile, but Bonyetta said she probably wouldn't want anything anyways. Bye for now, Pa. Love, Delphine, Bonyetta, and Fern.
Dear Pa, the craziest thing happened today while we were walking back home from getting our dinner. We turned the corner and there they were, Pa. We saw the lights first and then realized what was happening. I was scared, but I did not let the girls know that. Cecile was in handcuffs and told the cops that she did not have any kids, which would have hurt my feelings a few days ago, but I knew she was doing it to help us, Pa. I was real scared of what would happen to me and the girls, so I kept walking until I didn't see them anymore. We aren't sure why they took her like that, but we think it has to do with those Black Panthers and her poems. Once we got to the house, we saw the mess. Pa, why would they destroy her kitchen that way? They threw her things around and everything was messed up. I decided to clean it up because I know that's what you would have wanted me to do. You would be so proud of me, the way I took care of the girls and got them away from those awful policemen who don't like us anyways. Don't worry because we are staying with Haruhito's family. Well, I have to go now, but hopefully Cecile will be home soon and everything will get figured out with the Black Panthers. Love, Delphine, Vonetta, and Fern. Dear Pa, you'd never guess what we got to do today. I know I always said that I didn't want to be a part of all of this rally stuff or those Black Panthers, but putting up those posters felt good. It was nice to be a part of something like that. We have learned so much about the Black Panthers since we have been here, and now that Cecile has been arrested, I feel like it's time for us to get involved. I want to make a difference and help out the people that live here. With a lot of people's help, we can make a real change around here for our people. We got to go around to all the stores and ask to put up the flyers we made. Even though some of them said no to us, we didn't give up. We kept on going and got a lot up. Some stores that already supported our movement were happy to help, but others made it clear they didn't want that image there. This is good for the rally in a few days. I think I want us to go to the rally. Please don't worry about us, Pa. I think we will be safe because we have so many new friends in the movement with us. I can't wait to tell you all about the rally after we go. Miss you, Pa. See you soon. Love, Delphine, Vonetta, and Fern.
Dear Pa, the rally was nothing like I imagined, but that's a good thing. There were over 1,000 people there, Black Panthers from all across the country. There was a place for people to get tested for diseases, free shoes, and so much room to play and run around. But Vanetta, Fern, and I were too busy focusing on our poem we were about to perform. It was in honor of Cecile, so I was hoping she would be out of jail by now, but I did not see her. But everyone else was there to supporting us and cheering us on. That made me feel so special and happy. I never knew how the rally ended because eventually we found Cecile and left with her, but I hope it made a difference in the park being renamed for Bobby Hutton. I also was a little too distracted by Hirohito, but that's a story for another time, Pa. I really liked participating in the rally, and I'm glad people convinced me to do it. I'm still pretty scared about how the police treat us Black Panthers. I don't know how the adults have been doing this for so long. I can't wait to tell you more about it, but I'm sure Vanetta and Fern will beat me to it. Oh, speaking of, you will never guess what Fern did at the rally. Love, Delphine, Vanetta, and Fern. Dear Pa, I bet you didn't think this would happen, but I finally got what I was coming here for, well, part of what I wanted. Cecile opened up to me and told me her story. It started off with me getting frustrated with her because this entire time I have done everything for Vanetta and Fern, and I am only 11 years old. Well, she told me everything about how her mom died when she was 11 and she had to live on the street after her aunt threw her out, about how she hopped around the city in New York looking for either park benches or subways to sleep on, trying to stay warm. I can't imagine what that was like, and even sleeping in a shelter. And then finally about how you took her in when she was 16 or 17 and then had kids with her shortly after. Pa, that's crazy. Why didn't you tell me anything about this? I'm grown up and I'm ready to hear this stuff. I just wanted to know the truth, and I never thought Cecile would be the first to tell me. I really can't picture people living like that, and it makes me so thankful for you and Big Ma and the little things like having a home. I can't wait to come home, but I am glad we got to talk. Oh, and I keep forgetting to tell you about Fern. Love, Delphine, Vanetta, and Fern. Dear Pa, now I finally get to tell you what happened at the rally with Fern. Remember how I said we recited Cecile's poem and then got to see her and go home? Well, something else happened that none of us saw coming. Fern made up her own poem and said it to the entire public. It was crazy. Also, remember how I said she saw something in San Francisco? Well, she saw one of our male members, who honestly is so rude, talking and sucking up to these white male police officers. Then she wrote a poem about how the cops treated him like a good dog, which was funny because the member named Crazy Kelvin has been calling the cops racist pigs and dogs. He tried to get us to say that, but we would never, so don't worry. Sister Makumbu put a stop to it immediately. Cecile said she's going to be a poet someday, and even told us about her name, Afua. We kind of made fun of it, but Cecile only said Fern's name once this entire time. I know a lot of members here think badly of the police, but I never thought one of our own would actually suck up to them. I guess crazy stuff happens every day, and we have to learn how to handle it. Side note, what kind of name is Afua anyway? Love, Delphine, Vanetta, and Fern.
Dear Pa, I can't believe that our summer here with Cecile is almost over. I know that Big Ma doesn't like her, And we weren't too fond of her at first either, but we have been through so many things with her. I'm so surprised by how much closer this trip has made us, Paul, and I'm so glad that you let us come. When she first picked us up from the airport, she sort of left us behind. Crazy, right? We thought this would be such a horrible summer, but it turns out we were so wrong, Paul. When we were leaving, we realized that we never hugged Cecile goodbye. Of course, I had to give her a hug. She is my mother still. And we have gotten a lot closer to her. I'm so happy that she opened up to us more than she did at first. We are so excited to see you, but we are also sad to be leaving. As crazy as the summer was, it was also fun. We have learned so much about Cecile, the Black Panthers, Oakland, the people here, and how different life is here. We made so many friends and learned about the culture too. I can't wait to tell you even more about it when we get home. See you soon. Love, Delphine, Vonetta, and Fern. Okay, so this is going to be the end of our presentation. So thank you for watching, and please let us know if you have any questions at all.
Thank you.
Thanks.